Um, my name is Kate Griffin. I read for the Natural Resources Conservation Service. I'm like NRCS today. Does anyone have NRCS? Okay. Um, just briefly, I'm a resource con. I cover the most state essentially I serve as the agronomist and the soil health specialist and grazing as well. I know housing on the end sometimes it's quite hectic. So I'm Mariot Hamilton, the senior conservation planner out of the Hadley office. And she's not happy to be the so if you live in this town, then we would probably be with yeah. Um, so I don't know if I can say something else before I got talking about myself. Yeah, so I just wanted to find out if you has had a biochar. Yeah, right? They can pop on their science. Um, so you signed up for this with Elizabeth work, so Elizabeth couldn't make it today, but so I'm going to be able to run it on Elizabeth's slides. They provide support for Massachusetts NRCS as a regional soil health specialist. I'm excited to be there. And so, you know, that's just something to reach out to Elizabeth acceptance. So here's some slides. Also, I'm wondering, we think we have exceeded with Deb early. And Deb is out of Toronto. He does a lot of research and extension and education on getting to Toronto. And so with American Farming and Thanks to NCS and so that's something that we're not going to so you should have a lot of extra information. You have a map and we thought something with just a returning or following the next 2 weeks. One of the like all right. So today my intention is to give you what is Biochar, why we use Biochar, use application information. Um, So usually when we're promoting it, the NRCS has a practice where we can provide financial assistance from the producers. Rules can apply it, so we're talking about this, but the 376, so program amendment. And we're talking about the financial assistance process, so if you're going to this. All right, so, so program amendment is, just a single component application of program-based environments, promotes and certain someones, or included animal documents. So that technically not very solids. And so these for purposes are listed in the standard, for putting and maintaining soil organic increase soil carbon stocks, improve soil organic stability, and a food habitat for plant organisms. Has anyone applied for this purpose yet? There's kind in the back of it. It started out as a hitman piece of architecture through the trial, and then was found to be successful in the community of permanent practice. And we even had it through the state. So I was like, to be honest, yeah, so we're defining the possibility. It's possible, but most complicated anyways. So NRCS defines soil health as the capacity of soil to function as a living ecosystem that sustains plants, and trees. So I think back in the day, NRCS is soil fertility, and I can put some of the earlier with the other than just so the soil fertility was promoted baseball when I started, and I just started being conservation by time. And then that time was promoted and I don't know, even the writing and I time became the contract writing because I'm trying to accept with some NRCS people who are commuting it. So you can put it in there. But anyone besides Caroline and Emily made a few style of recipes. And I think I'm going to put on the third store. I'm not going to pour too much on the background or something, but anyway, right, so I'll just tell you. So the maximize continuous living rates, maximize the biodiversity, minimize disturbance, and maximize soil treatment. So when we look at the roof side, I guess you're looking at the left side of the screen, there's a seedling of living soil biology, and the right side of it is protecting rights there. And so protecting the aggregates and the roots there and the so I should be answering that. I think the answer to some of these principles. We don't time today. I don't know to thank us on the side of the topic. But there's also plus that we do. All you have to do after I get to kind of the first somebody else, I can always use an extra days. But because if some of your tax file, right on your list, leave it because that's really late and this one writing, maybe like cleaning, so you're comparing two different files, areas of your information. And after we made some list of water, I flip it around. Now with the just slowly, I flip it out right around. And you can have lots of soil seeds. So that's something that's fun to really with the water in the right. From here, for I did the running for the peanut butter. Just to get the country when it's on that later, teaching those kind of really different things. So it's something I like. You guys out there, kind of like soil has instead of the big thing, the water content, and something right is when you can have when your soil has been there, it's kind of exposed to rainwater, here's back the rainwater, then just like I just was putting the tank and you're going to build up and then you land on the first tank, and I understand part of this place and I think we seal the nation and everything. Yeah, honestly, if you have any of the organized things of some program, like the demand soil biology, and it's kind of habitat. Part of that soil biology is kind of like that some of them like put there on the right hand side. It's been aggregation, resulting in good structure, almost a very reduce a reason. Maintaining our strength, enhancing the association, and the and its strength capacity, the value of the soil, continuing to influence positive nature, and enhancing the biodiversity such that it helps suppress diseases and pests. So just quickly here, taking some types of proven manual compost and biochar that we're going to do into growing pivot crops. That's a way to add carbon to the soil. And also big productivity. We have productivity, we're going to have less carbon going into the soil through the roots and through the foraging. And then obviously we need to reduce the food composition and like I said, when the soil has principles, and when it's done, foods, you take a look at all right, what is biochar? So now I got to put all of these experts in a room. So I got to just kind of put it out as some of the flags that they're very so that was a keeping up the environment, so their releases. It's like a activities to kind of foods, high value product. So prognosis, it's still primary clinical composition of billionaires at 10%, whereas diagnosis are very low oxygen. So definitely this being low with oxygen. So Because there are some sampling there are very little meaningful. Yeah. So the process of analysis, has to take the market context. So you get this kind of added, you circle it everywhere, if I have, basically for two kinds of written. So it's a kind of for increases, the end is gonna decrease, the people gonna get in the gas. This the carbon content is fixed. And subject area and gas content increases as the temperature increases. So Biochar is starting to see what it looks like. It's a chemical-like material. And 60 to 80% moving more. Most of the samples I see are 90%. And very long lasting because of its, like I said, the complexity of the process and the connectivity. Maps of the spring, you can see the velocity and the samples that I sent around. And building water there and influence. The really high surface area, that's habitat for soil microbiology, and that could be all things I've been know soil methods and then sort of type of methods. So Biochar is super stable in the soil, degrading on centennial time scales. So it's going to be kind of like dead, solid bed, you know, from the outside. So, this shows that if the certainly when I look at soil, it's going to decompose the last of my soil use. Maybe 10 to 20% of the soil use. Now, if the same material is caramelized and my dancing a lot of it, we're going to have about 50%, and it's going to be very stable again with soil moving forward. Hundreds and perhaps thousands of years.
I don't understand why the door is big.
Yeah. I didn't make these falling obviously. I didn't have a test of the event of the food details, but it's pretty good showing that the green plays on an increase in human. That's why I wrote the point. You know, it's under kind of clear table and imagine. Yeah, probably. Try and go back to the film. Right. Yeah, so in the diagram to the mini bag, showing that the kind of biomass that is emitting, what pyrolysis is going to break down fairly steadily, and then there's an effect of the terminal, and kind of really break down very quickly, with this is the pyrolysis and the diaphragm, but it's, it lasts up to like 500 years, and it's 50% of the carbon of the breathing from the yeah.
Some point in eyes. That is not really knows
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah,
that's it.
yeah, and then if you, and if you take an X-ray and take a surveillance, maybe you're something like that, something to get it done, it's not even amazing.
Also, when frozen tree increases, when it's young, it's accumulating mass at a higher rate than when it's mature. And once it's mature, it's almost a basis point where depth of leaves or twigs is more equal to growth. So that might represent that flattened line. Just going back to writing into the soil and pass around the sample. And I was curious on that in those samples that are kind of like, I don't know, on the outside. Is that actually the size you would want as the soil for the best, results? Or do people add it at like finer grains, but
Yeah, I personally haven't added to soil yet. I don't know if anyone here can speak to the signs that were passed around. Folks in the room, they're with it, so they can speak to it as well. I didn't study it a little bit. Yeah, it looks like a good sign to me, actually.
Great. Thanks, not me. Bike on stuff. And, it was remain wonderful. Long ago, didn't go, yeah. I run those, and the runs, I wrote on it, and after heard it was activated, with the bacteria and all that, that's it. Well, you know, I didn't know, but if, well, you go the far in the, and probably the first, latest. It also be used in, like the aquaculture, and fire survey, with the telephone. Like the mix of the, water, create by the north. So, something here. Clear, start up. The microbes, the nitrogen. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of kind of processing things that can be doing and that we're going in the future with technology. And then ultimately, some people do that already or using it as a kind of pellet or like a fertilizer. And then you really start using conventional fertilizer and treatment and using green curve with full big oil. The other side is kind of nicer if you're putting this without getting to agriculture because you're feeding this for the fighting cow. You don't have enough like super dusty say property. So the little pieces here you can do this for the and you have to give them the low wind day and spring the seed. So
The only thing that I've been is that the larger parking size, migrates more slowly into the soil, so. The fire, that, percolate down through the. You're-
yeah, but kind of recommend that I like that sharing so we not like really water good soil, especially when you have a DC aggregated soils and like even material that kind of stuff in like usually not an advantage. You didn't have to take in, but yeah, I've been that in the case of the mechanizing, the information, you take the next one, for the basic. When it's back to putting up on your experiences. So again, the biochar is a very good function of soil organic matter that this is the matter I think the food base and food algae the living still gotta obviously take care of the algae substance, the living plants and the microbes of the microbes and the microbes. We have the plants and we got to put out a seed for the microbes and then the living biochar we want to so this is a study meta-analysis that gives an hour rather than slides here that she uses. These studies of studies cognitive impacts economic parameters. 26 meta-analyses and that we do 2016 and 20. To take a look at it, it's chart background, some of the parameters they find, pretty much everything on the other side. The target improvement and plant yield, the statistics for that agree. There is the frequency is a big interest of ours with reverb living, the video codes, playing a kind of available one last old race. Some of that time with the movie race that's getting better for the first week pick. And I thought you pick better much of the very last. If you look at the kids, and then on the pick, another better pick. And the guys like my left was a pick of wood, bank, and look like a fire. And I did have that because when I was younger in the back, it was really to fire up the some of the 700s of the left of the very good movements. And this is my story again. I didn't think I did nothing. Just a few extra thought of me, and then into that a little bit meeting. After I have positive and negative qualities, this is just something I've had in my paper. We have testing, we takes it below, negative surface charges and patterns, we have patterns capacity, those produced at 700 degrees for positive surface charges. Another degree that's exactly like the positive and negative degrees.
Soil, a lot of soil nutrition, geologically. Just wondering if, what if we did electrical, how they really slow or be bad.
And I feel like that would be in my pattern and on its better than that. The silver thing and actually, I believe. So I give these electrical charges, and the Biochar, and then we put in the soil. So I think that's stuff, um, yeah, and then obviously if you're starting organic matter, then your statements organic matter. And then again on the right hand side, this nutrient leaching. So that's the kind of the interesting thing with the barrier I mentioned in the terms. Some nutrients and ammonium activity from the leaching. Nutrient leaching. Less utilization, less greenhouse gas emissions, increased soil density. Rather having that soil and really recently something that has a bit of density, reverse compaction, said this is the uptake of the living units. Just one last sciencey one, another one to the dead guy. It's showing that Mariot difference of biotech is 100% of these members. You can imagine the terms, especially the modern units of system, sometimes it's unless they limit the takes on economic percentage. One of the things here, but it's a year is important. So, this table was done by Mariot, like in 2022, we took a good bit and actually, a lot of the people, so we have to jobs for people. We tried to, now this fertilizer, we're carrying out the best of fertilizer control. I know I'm fertilizer control. And so there was a 10% increase, from the baseline refertilizer that we bring to just fertilizer. And then 106% of the refertilizer, roughly, you have enough of it, so. So that's why I'm calling my increased fertilizer efficiency with the baritone, both by preventing leaking, by building aware, and that's a little bit like the thin sense of the baritone, slowly release, so these are definitely release. And we can also get the effective with the increase of replace. So you're getting better access to the nutrients that are in the soil and food. And that, yeah, so research is just kind of really what it is.
Like, get by it, and then that year and see what happens. This is sort of.
Now, this is another meta-analysis, and then looking at various factors like all three of these components on so like different soil properties. and different communities, kind of thing. So, yeah, so then you can look up the study. One thing that they pointed out in the conclusion was that the mix of biochar and fertilizer had a more positive read and response with greater than 30% carbon content. So, on that mix. But we know our, we guys are the 60, 80, 90%, but it's like 90% of that. We can mix it with a few larger, you know, content's going to go down. Lastly, I think, you know, I think we're not just trying to sell the bullet and we're going to get into the right place and the right time. Listen at that. That clock break. So, you know, we still want it's another cool and that's that's cool, but if we don't want to just like forget about things, you know, the plan the soil and the tactile things and things. And most all things are so. And just to put on the thing here in terms of the kind of aspect of Biochar, so it's been found to speed up the process of composting. So, you know, not just the compost and applying it, but adding the Biochar to your compost pile. To improve the food, the retaining the nutrients, reducing nutrients to the compost piles. It serves just physically as a good building agent. You can imagine president in your pile. You know, kind of backtrack on the areas you like to know, just through the home sites on the battlefield. Then just creates so you can imagine having that nice like it's like your purpose just to when product. So how much biochar do we add to it? They say between 5 and 20%. They say that 20% is the most common nutrient in the diet. So if you have 10 to 10 oil, you would add 1 to 10 of that, that's it, so we can compare it to how we put it when you do it. Am I going to tag this yet? Okay. How long you been doing it?
Here we go.
And you're seeing positive results? Yeah. Nice. Is that manure based or?
Um,
Okay.
we can do like, around kilos,
Yeah. Process and also around the chicken so reducing food so and so positive results in the let's see, so you're the layered compost. See the hand right now? Yeah, the ladder now is gonna make your compost. Oh, yeah, you know, you've been doing that with the compost you can and it would just be a little. But that's a speculation.
Does anybody know if adding the biochar to the windrows changes the pH of the finished product? And then it would be away?
Probably just a little bit. I've been into very good friends. I think we take the fun a little bit. Yeah. Like my grandchild has a more limey pregnancy than some others. If you're right back on the radio, it's really scary. I'm thinking analysis of the brain person and what you're doing. But maybe slightly improvement if it's kind of like really yeah, we have the band on here, but you can take a look. If you just Google, yeah, there's a fact sheet on methane monoxide and differences. So you may have the conversation that you asked. I feel like maybe as a small list of it wouldn't matter, but So you can take a look at that fact sheet. So then I'm going to 4 hours. Oh yeah. So it's made by the same source, the Biochar, cash, US, document. It's the US Biochar initiative, because I'm sorry these are the same one, but yeah, they have some great handouts. Guidelines, beyond the education, so a lot of detail on the background on the lab records. So yeah, anyone have some R's? Griffin? Feedback? Okay. So yeah, how hard kind of make your management with the right source, the right rate, the right time, and the right place. Um, so I went to a soil health meeting in Minnesota. We had never heard that ventilator where we can like do that to pick out a different biochar. We have other made some roast food, onion shells, everything this, blah blah blah. I think you don't have a lot of sauce, right? So I think that in part of the system, you didn't throw out, so my grandmother was deciding what kind of combination we're gonna get. We're gonna try to put one of these us with goodness foods. But then we have those textures that I mentioned, that if you Google, you can find them as well. Okay, so the right source, obviously local, available, or sustainable and good, except for California. Fortunately, I've got some slide that I'm looking at the some producer, so there is some available with the news. The liquor owner is a very good program content. The 7% we do. We pass. We try to have an analysis after that. And one thing to get a survey with you. It seemed like the Biochar Institute of Food said that anything beyond 0.7 is not considered Biochar. So that's something you have to look at. Low running equivalency, what none of us do. Very low ancestors, typically, this is what must be is fine. Not short guy, never goes over out of wood, that's ancestors, so that's the concern. I know some people, I guess, making you feel like the moon, or they put their own particular, it's an out of the ancestors. Oh, I guess that's big enough for you to see. So this is the Biochar, you got 9.7. Just to point out, this is what I mean, I think Biochar, but yesterday's lab analysis. So NRCS, we require the lab analysis to be taken to establish performance, and so they can stabilize the methodology and that's why we implement the same things on different vehicles. So again, you see that hydrogen sublimation is pretty ready, so it's very low. So right then again, each hydrogen is really very much so. So the lower level, the lower level, hydrogen is the okay. So the last, people say that's very low. And again, like if I was done with me, I could have said, it's just what I'm going to do. It's like that. pH value, so nitrogen, I was talking about like nitrogen, it's nitrogen, nitrogen, pH value is very equal to 10. Electrical conductivity, 332. And the rating activity, so this one is 5.3. If you want to put one, I can look at something in there. You have to put on like 0%, I think, most even 3% is effective. So, it's just kind of like the regulations. One of the sensitive. then, like, the fertilizers will be getting better here. Like there's, because of the land, there's one from the land and logos, where it might be touted, and then you have the particle size. If we look at the particle size, that's something you need to pay attention to. And total potassium, total phosphorus, and nitrate, and then like, and then the magnesium. And again, that the final so the thing that I think is coming to analysis. And I'm saying if you're looking at very good soil, you're looking at something that's supplying very simple like you can say that they're about so here's one sort of reason that's on the outside. So that we verify program content service point. We're gonna figure out what characteristics so that we be considered mentioned by the people. In the eye setup, the ash is 24.9 and the pH is 9.2. I haven't been know about oh, right, with the we're gonna tell is that maybe in that we still have some advantage of let's see. What do you think analysis of we have some more data passage, I think still.
So the feedstock can be not just within the bar between two.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the data method was studied by people like me. All right, so there's that lab report. Okay, I'm still on the replay. How do I apply that? So it's well accepted that the last response that this is the other slide here, and president immune response, they're going to be on lower quality soils. So you get the pH improvement to those lower pH, sandy, fertile, lower cities and soils. And less likely on the opposite. So if you want, if you don't have any financial assistance, you know, that the activity will be going to figure, you please consider the area and figure on that.
Is this, being used, remediation of topsoil when it's good for like carrying on?
Yeah, so most of us quite a bit about lead, so they have been used in some of those sites that have contamination. And actually, there's a consultant up in Maine, it's doing we have a conservation intervention grant from the NRCS, looking at its ability to play up the business or some of that contributed and so it has really curious to me this trying with the second year. Yeah. I don't see that as an unsafe material. So your tiny soils, very CEC, gonna have a little less of an impact for yield. If they are going with conductivity, then they have a lot of capacity and soil aggregation. So we just have to have a little bit well, bad things, particularly like very soils and people who expect person from a whole plate soil. Well, it's really like it's soil but sense. But you don't want to use the super fine because I think we're using like the nature with it and people like soil. All right, who wants to come up and give the talk on wet soil survey? Yes, sir, it's anyone in the suit? All right, bad. Okay, who else wants to get? Who's in wet soil survey? Well, what's in a survey resource actually from kind of having soil on your land and from like the property, it's a different peoples. Probably gonna think that nice to have on the social media. Well, we should kind of make sure that we have the like super movie, but I don't know example here. Now that's just some things, they're in the United States. So it's sort of the food and the new feed stuff. And it's already already, but anyways, so the data plan is based out of first time. I'm using the next thing and then for the user. So it's gonna be based on the inherent reproduced in the soil. So I did a lot of the handling here. The land about the type of land, the better colors that are like liquid sandy, really sand, areas of these fields. And so I ran the bathroom, the sounded paper, I used to be using your field that you didn't really take bathroom, especially. And so I ran that, see, let me just point out on this. So if you have any web cells that are I'm going to use it. Like in there, because you need to have your guys to give me NOCS. And you got right up there, that's what you have information. And then on the when you pull up the soil map notes, and then the ship values are limited for you. There's something to don't look at the soil piece, and then there's soil practically residence. When you know your friend, when you figure it out, then you figure it out, this, the writings. So you can see that those the same now, they, so that's the kind of response I got from student. So it's saying that the sound mapping that a lot of people have so like reels, but usually limited by the weakness in that mapping. So these are the ways it's in it. So some of the mapping is might be very talented, but 20% you're not going to stand on student. It's not saying that maybe increases that many things.
Feel you, when they're planning on you, are you gonna tell them that they can fully apply that biochar? Say they're like, and they're running with like vertical and now, right? Are you gonna say you can only plant, you can only apply the biochar and like yellow and green?
That's the right way.
Like,
That transaction around your way, maybe bought a bigger way, you can conjure out with some particular like
They retain what I'm
Well,
the most ideal thing to do, and help make it more.
well, so I'll give it a way. So, yes, so, I have to kind of, the big thing about you, so this, so, the other thing was not being here for so, growing season, that's why.
where did that say? It's so very.
Oh, and actually, oh yeah, I mean, really good for like taking it was like excellent little. Maybe that's a made maybe in the 50s, 50s, 70s, 70s. Well, then I know that I was gonna make their so the main good that we around with the map like this and the scale of the 1,000,000 is like the next point. And so they put the venus landfills on the ground and they dug pits. So we see very good design than what they did, guys, but when you get the line of when the person comes, when it's right line, so why not, okay, here it is. So you can look at the various factors. So basically, that is looking at the dynamic soil properties. So things like good testing, available water capacity, the carbon factor, and things that you can change in your soil. And what's the likelihood of doing things to improve it? And so, yeah, one of the ways is have a fair chance of improve those things. And the green is the best chance. And so this is the green one is on the razor loamy sand. And so again, we talked about sand for a lot of other places for organic matter. So they're saying that's a lot. 0.98 is it's a kind of a rating from 0 to 1. And working for them is a pretty fast to improve it. Right, but anyways, so sandy soils will rise up the roots. Yeah, I thought we had too much time, so I got to do. Right. So the right here, and Debbie Allen was talking about rates to conversion for 4 cubic yards. One of the lowest rate in the solar business and habitat, like the 4 to 6 billion cubic yards to the acre. We have to, we have to find a it's not there, like, I don't know if you have a yield so, that 5 to 6 billion. So I really think there must have just been one applicant and maybe like the 22 the girls and it's going to be so organic matter. Like we got some of these with some like on a field basis, I don't have a basic science with trees, but people are using it on a field, the 25%. Like meat, the Mariot, and the cold, and the field, adding that in reflecting foods to increase the water holding capacity on soil. And now we start talking in yards and tons because of the moisture content of the. So we did some math and somewhat to Clarine's, somewhat to Clarine's health care. So we're figuring out 38 bed, the 100 of units, the 4 cubic yards with the unified ground, the fire of the bucket, and on the fire unit, like 16 cubic yards with the, what I precise, 3.7. I'm not even saying this orders. 5 gallon buckets. And as anyone, it's really bad. 1 cubic yards, and it's sorry, but then I can have containers. My phone starts for that. That's a good part. But a few inside sources. And it's something to buy the half of the things. Half of the thing. Was it recorded? Take picture? And I came to that time. Just a. So this calculator actually created, and I think you can find it on the Pacific Northwest with banks on this. That's the one you can find it. Web phones and the phone tobacco. So they're going to come here something. You do our analysis and the plan, throw that in there. People, and they will tell you if you're going to reference. You're going to enter your initial organic matter, you're going to tell you how much organic matter, I'm sorry, you're going to calculation we use. You're going to also give you the layers by plant and where you look like first and everything. So, kind of quick see on this. Okay, so there was a 15 science. That's why values. I think that's mentioned below is correct. One of the ones that's people plenty on the right, but look on soil identified on the website. applying the 51 kilograms of Biochar, but had a 90% of the carbon. And again, maybe some other variables that play into the calculation. Incorporating the perspective. Change the soil bulk density to 1.33, but the main thing I want to point out is the 2.09 soil organic matter, so 16% increase in soil organic matter. So I need to leave these. And then I also have the nutrients that are being fed. So that's why I thought the 64 pounds of land. So 15 yards on the 264 pounds, not even a 40 ton. No, no.
That's very nice.
Yeah, I got something right. Like I said, single application. So that's what the banking thing. So this is the kind of example that we used to go every year. Like we made fertilizer, fertilizer. Besides, I do it for perennial systems and for just making some permanent beds. You know, then it's best to kind of mix it in with the soil instead of just leaving it out there. You just gotta do that once. So in that case, you know, they're kind of looking at the rates and some of the planning, some of the mostly plan and replacement to the things. You repeat that because I don't want to okay, and then that's something that I only the other day, and was a shame, the 15, down to 16, but we are gonna roll and be okay, but, you know, we took it out 2 minutes, so it's like they make it something like that, one time, that fits into the system. So now we're going to story. Remember this like once is very effective on soil sample. You're practicing with it soil sample on seasons thinking of things and happening. Yeah. I'll give you my man now. I'm giving you my man now. Yeah, we gotta look at all that funny. Just think about it. I don't have a study, see how everybody did it. Because some of them, we saw where there's someone else that can go roots higher than we do. Some, you do have to manage the subject to the fertilizer. Yeah, so another reason for thinking that we think of limits. When we get to the point where we put that in single other family with the side and contractor and we can't even from a 2 months till we're gonna do that every year with the delivery. Okay, so I said, you know, I think I'm looking at idea. I think if we have the road on the top there, this very kind of road, but maybe still on the soil or the thing that's kind of benefit. It's really not gonna apply like the soil. Some surface applications that would have pay, you know, like we took in the surface areas, you can learn obviously in the planting those trees or this berries. And like I said, the no-till grow, you can spread it with your seedings and you know, we're just kind of getting started with this and we're here with some families, so I think it really needs to be like using splitter, they use as a that splitter that the parents handle things up and running, so that's not, you know, it's gonna be a possession of like we can about 15 minutes to 18 minutes and kind of whatever was decided on. I would say some of the folks maybe the band alone, so that's an option. Some of the parents are putting it in their manure, with babies and starting it with their manure babies, and so they have the option of, you know, buying infection, then we can look at the soil like that. So it's a good idea, and these guys can speak to it, and use something like that, you can benefit spreaders, can we say before, minimize this, reduce the risk of loss. Yeah, you can put it right away, like, it's the stuff with the player and some of the these guys are right there and want to go and keep going like again. So, we're kind of rather that, I remember, that stuff with the last year, they kind of, cut them to do, the process of, people, like some point, we said, I'm going to try to have something, we might get qualified, but I started with kind of, this year, if you get, those, evidence to spread that. Yeah, and like, well, guys are, I don't know if that's what I'm going to happen to make the guys out, like, making them fertilizer, and kind of slow release, annual, but, be very, definitely effective. So, no, we talked about the piece that it's the camera, and everything that's diluted, so it, so what my partner, I just, adding nucleus to the inside, we got the serum, formula for it, and we're applying at the same time, and we apply nucleus. I do my slide, but still linked together, the program, fertilizer, I think that's going to be the same study, it is activity, that's fertilizer alone. But it's not kind of mobilization, again, you got this super star, with all these, regular kind of things like you put that in the soil and it's gonna add zero technical nutrients in the soil. So if you know that, you can get that, that's not really a kind of nutrients.
But, by the time of humans, biology, micro, put it in, take a look, biology is the daily, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right there, things like that, I think, that made the difference over being readily with useful
Yeah.
plants.
Yeah, and so we got the different functions of it, like the two different functions, and this is seen on here, fertilizer, and like the nutrients. And then so these are piles, so you put your biochar, you put some Parsons together, and you compost tea, they suggest, letting it activate, letting it really, for like 2 to 3 weeks at a time, so it can kind of like soak up and send the plants into the biochar, so that when you apply it, it doesn't take the nutrients from the soil. There may be things up to 3 nutrients, and you put the biochar, and then you put it in a separate pass, compost or fertilizer, when I'm just gonna read it in the field. So they're getting rid of people that's the food planting skill, the food planting in the field. I think, yeah, that's plans of, it's the fall, but you can figure out that plan, people in the field and do it, they're trying to list the days, they're gonna ship it over, you put it, and, you need to study the soil and this, and the soil. People have to look at it, and then, you just start.
It seems like you might not really use it to apply with fertilizer or something. By field, they're gonna go up and so they're gonna have to.
Like, oh yeah, for the soil,
They want to move it.
yeah,
The contact with
yeah, I do, I do the, those things. Like, price availability, it's increasing, it's still pretty expensive, having to pay for it obviously is tough. It's just, stuff in spots. Because of that, quite, expensive, holiday kind of making it in the region. So, there's a list of producers that are, using the outside and kind of indicated that you get back to the sales. We can't, look at them up and down, so yeah, if you got the quickly just like that, we're gonna have the guys like we're aware of you, if you did that. So I like to have feedstock from these products that you've got things, So it's kind of weird, like kind of bulk, and I think or in 2 to 2.2 to the stack, taking 50 stacks, at least on the larger scale, not carrying a not way, from the smaller points, I don't know, it's whatever, it's not, it's going to do something bad, I guess we're going to like this, to reduce a few, two for the things. Some of the weird things, these are, 2 years and a half ago, $235 a year in cents. And it's not trying to be that's $60 for $5 pill, the shipping from Vermont, $271 for one of those super sacks. But probably that's this year $330 a year for justifying great Biochar, and that's pretty rates if it's Biochar, that's the things. So he's using it, and this is Elizabeth, so there are people that are using it. Vineyards, organic, and conventional farms, and livestock operations, yeah. Well, it's actually very expensive to make a small one. Maybe decent sized people are making them, so. Yeah, I think YouTube, I've done a lot of well, anyways, YouTube probably be a place to start, but people can find me on our website. Yeah, like I don't think people really do this with the phones. Right, right, yeah. Right, yeah, what's the good work on that? Right, okay. Yeah, it's kind of like style, like ours. So Matthew Farmer first Farmer right now is here in the audience. They have a national conservation innovation grant, so funding from the USDA. So they're doing a variety of nonsense plans. They're still right here in Massachusetts, one in Hadley and one in Greenfield. So they're doing advertising some workshops that will be happening on the site. So it'd be great for us to see it, see the poem and see a slide, and then bring everybody some soldiers plus so you can get some local data and then the next day have everything like going and field connects and places to say and see. And you can get some information. Something as far as the little less than 10 minutes, so but consequences. We can't use the soldiers, but people can hear the thoughts. So, you had asked about when the inside reformulator when you see some of these benefits. The thing is, it's going to be in the soil, so that's us fucking in. But, so, you don't necessarily see anything like that. We had one especially the first year, or that's what I had. You couldn't see them in the soil, which is, you can get up to positive things. Yeah. That kind of your money aside, or if you want to just benefit, okay, the money that's worth the values of the field, let's make sure we start to turn. That's an NRCS plan. It's important and really payment fits in this. Um, common rate between 4 and 16 years for yanking. Not, some people do 1 or 2 cubic units up into that. For NRCS, so it can be smaller amounts. Um, just inoculate it before you apply it to prevent that nutrient immobilization. February, even something or investing planted use, and it's supposed to make sense for you. Hopefully the price comes down. Don't forget about the soil health principles. Right.
Clarify the difference between Biochar and granular humic, which also has that capacity for housing microorganisms. What goes on from that perspective?
Bear in mind, I'm going to say it for my brother, Carol and Tanya, right?
But I do know what I'm like.
Oh, we have the traffic safety, yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So, material assistance is for applying biochar, biochar capital correct, or capital, so I think this talk was just for biochar. We have more of an amendment things, I think we aren't going as much as, so you can look up the practice standard, for this particular bag. So you just do the 336 type of amendment, you can leave the practice standard, and then you have a different question on training. So, so here in Massachusetts anyway, we probably pay some financial assistance, we have to have it on land, we're increasing with the resource concern. So we have to anyway with a infield soil use assessment from the conservation plan and the soil about your concerns and that's all like a soil test showing organic matter, allowing this on higher soil area, then for other ways that I can still. So we must have a soil test less than our April and to have the inside movies and expert on it so that we can run through the pool. Everything that give us as a plan just to brainstorm, but anyways, a couple of the things in the standard, like part of the do that I don't know the on the land, that's not the place we're going here. So require like such a loss of rest, high wind events, so then look this stuff up to the standard. The actually has to be tested, the IBI test that I showed an example for, the practice standard outlines all the thing that needs to be tested for. And we have to know the right particular supplier to find out, this definite method, but not that it's kind of basis and like something else. Just briefly on compounds, same plants have to be really tested. And if you don't apply for compost, we have to run phosphorus index, we have a water quality problem. So with phosphorus, the roots of compost are very low, especially for soil test phosphorus is not a good thing. So that's the good news and the lesser rate of compost. It doesn't necessarily exactly for tomatoes. If you're limited to the amount of phosphorus that those tomatoes are going to take in, it would only be about 18 yards of compost, or it would be 1 full inches of compost. So, so that's a little bit about the practice, and I'm only going to talk about how you can apply for systems. Start with thinking. Hi, yes, so I'm a conservation planner with NRCS, the office, so we've got this planning research since we can provide financial assistance for folks that are just applying Biochar, just kind of what the process is of working with this. I know a lot of you are familiar with us. How many folks have worked with NRCS to get financial assistance in the past? To some. So usually the request for financial assistance, we recommend the first recapitalization service agency. They're a sister agency under USDA NRCS, and they will help you register as an agricultural producer. They will get a farm and tax number for the land you're producing on. They will have you complete a number of eligibility forms. That's just to ensure that you're eligible to receive USDA financial assistance. So what's that? Kind of sort it out with them. You can just contact us and we will start the process of family plan, conservation plan, or literally be specific to them. There's just soil compost for short living amendment and interest. We accept practices, programs, and labels stated to anytime. We want several funding rounds per year. We have a deadline to apply by. And final deadline is April 11th. Our deadline will be this into the next funding round. Once we put together a plan with you, and you've submitted an application with us, and we work together, all of the plans are ranked and they're funded, for ranking order until we run out of funds for that year. Plans for us are considered taxable income. You will get a 1099 form. So I recommend that you talk to your tax advisor to see what the impact would be on your tax liability. So think a little bit more about what the planning process is like with NRCS. We would see on top of your objectives for your farm, talk about any issues you're experiencing. We typically make a site visit with you, we look at the land with you. As mentioned, we would do an assessment of your soil. We're looking to make sure we can justify providing financial assistance for the biochar. So we would, we have an inflow soil health assessment, then we look at soil organic matter, there's a habitat, stability. We would look at organic matter levels from your recent soil test. And then we also talk about other conservation practices that might benefit soil health. To meet some variables as well. So at the same time, we probably can talk about cover cropping, talking about reducing tillage, maybe conservation application. And then the state mentioned like we can apply maybe more than once, right? But you're going to provide financial assistance for 5 years of application, and also 5 years for those other management practices like cover cropping and reducing tillage. When you work with us, financial assistance is provided after the time. So we work together to create a contract. You go to work within there, you apply the IFA, you let us know, we verify that it was done according to what we agreed, and then we pay. So you have to work with the plan to revenue switch. We created rate statements of what our rate is for this year, and these are the set rates, per cubic yard, for instance. So it's a good idea for you to talk with different suppliers, to describe, just to make sure that it's financially feasible for you to do it based on what you're going to get from this. We obviously with that amount of base, you can make some groups. And in general, income schedules are available online. You can look them up. You would want to navigate to Massachusetts, different states have different rates. When I work with us, we would put together a plan. Usually we have maps that would identify all your fields. We would put an agreement on which fields you want to apply on, we make the plan, and so the conservation plan would provide a schedule of what we're agreeing to, right? And it would include also the timing, generally when we're expecting to do the work. We also put together at some point the detailed implementation requirements that Kate was showing earlier. So we're talking about when you're going to apply it, how, months, and so they have a detailed plan, so we're all on the same page with what exactly you're going to be doing to qualify for financial assistance. We can include some lab testing. If you don't have recent tests, we can provide assistance for testing compost immunity, so you really have a good idea of how many nutrients are applying with those practices. And then, like I said, we can provide assistance for other things. We looked at the compost tillage. We can do the fair panels. We can inspections for locals as well at the moment. We plant management, the pest management plans and irrigation, a number of other things. So, yes.
Just curious, the $230 per yard. I heard you make the statement. It sounded like it was broader than just buying biochar, buys or other activities like mixing or the blending.
Set those rates, they're trying to take into account the total cost of the producer to do. So they're trying to consider. So not the biochar producer. So the interesting the biochar and also applying it. Those would be the main things really. So feel free to reach out if you're interested in pursuing this. Here's the NRCS Massachusetts field offices, but they're we're slow country. Other states might implement this in slightly different way. So it's very state to state. Any questions about that part? Working with NRCS? Yes.
How does it work with these?
So we can provide assistance on release land. So when you make an FSA, to get your land registered, basically you just have to, you would have to show that you have, a lease agreement of some kind. What can we do with that as well? But, it's fine if you lease it, and, but the landowner, I think, would have to say, yes, put them on as a leasing of this thing. And then if you agree. Yes.
But that's only for farm implements or is it for other types of solar information?
It works.
The programs that you're describing where they offer financial assistance for the biochar.
Yeah, so, right, you would have to be an agricultural producer with the Farm Service Agency. I will say there's not a minimum size.
No,
There's not, there's not a minimum amount of money you have to make when you're farming operation.
I think more of a. Oh, for like planting trees for organic something. Yes, and for improving well, this profit soil. So growing trees, what you can see, especially a riparian hills. So I don't know if there's it's not.
Well, we got to depends. Depends on if that land would be considered like part of an agricultural operation, because they have woods that you're managing, and this is a riparian site within that woods. Maybe there's a way, let's say you have farmland and this is adjacent land that you're managing wildlife benefits primarily, there might be a way there also. So
Yes, what kinds of record would you recommend that they keep of their biochar applications to make the planner's job easier for the checkout?
yeah, so we would through the planning process, we would make sure that that is very clear. But in some consumer receipts, it's the main thing. Hey, yeah, go ahead.
You know how to be flying biochar maybe or?
Probably haven't thought about that. I mean, this is all new. We probably like the philosophy of some of these. But the receipt would be the best for like 10 months is done. Yes.
I just wanted to highlight, as someone who's been working with NRCS, that when you press on contract, you will be given information about whether you're using a mixed biochar, if whether it's 20% or 40%. We received samples about 12 minutes of policy about their conservation practices in with like our coordinator. And this may have been mentioned at the very beginning I was here. But one way to think about biochar is also it's the thing that is maybe being consistent now in the valley has been practiced for hundreds of years. There's lots of research in places like Chiapas, Mexico, where you see biochar application in indigenous and southern communities. In those places it can make a big difference. Like the first time I had a different detail biochar, like including a lot of deep dark soil that can be really standard. And yeah, farmers now who are like taking video and then putting it on Instagram and like trying to get community buy-in and engagement. The more that it's talked about, the more that it's been also like being connected to other practices, including, for example, anaerobic biodigesters. One of the byproducts is liquid pesticides. And I'm curious about maybe the limited industries for liquid effluent and biochar and things like gardening, right? But
Well, it's gonna sort of from the, what is this, other thing, I don't know, part of the practice or not, but. Working with like, years and Dodson and, PFAS. Over forward 10 with last, very good, this is that kind of stuff. even if it's not part of the graphic, but that's probably given what's going on, you're really, like, I've mentioned that, you know, there are getting wide, but, like,
Awesome.
you know, I have that my books, and fire,
Okay, great.
and go by smaller ones. Don't crack one.
All right, we got some bathroom. I didn't really fully realize that, so. Good.
That's I learned the actual Biochar influence, very well wired, my graphic,
All right.
okay.
Yep.
We can throw it into writer.
All right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe a conservation innovation grant. So we'll see if they're doing actually, maybe I can bring this for that. Thank you for the standing or something. They'll move that, I'm not on the price, I think we'll leave this lot for that. Pretty good one, I think, with that. Okay. So I'm recommending, things like the first time, but maybe I can understand it completely that you can, because dioxin,
Yeah,
and
typically, but use them on more factor on the handling stuff. You might have to manage more to the all organic, and over my time. So, but anyway, the three.
and so if you are making a film with there, he's on the sample, but he's considered. Okay.
Good, good. Anyway, all of them. Screen, go to that, and we got off about everything. We're talking about taking out of the level. Other things that you might look at is a water holding capacity, big rain or water holding capacity. That's something we're trying to achieve. So, yeah, I have a question. Why?
Why a lot of Biochar will measure point would be there. You mentioned that am I correct that the only kind of negative, potential negatives that can yield around tying up nutrients? Is that kind of a one-time thing? And once we've done that, it's not a annual risk or things that am I thinking about it correctly?
That's my understanding. That's my, you know, like I've been telling you, that's why I wanted to start this, and I did,